you had to name me a volcano, or a famous volcanic eruption, what would it be? Would it be that of Mount St. Helens? Or of Toba, which is a volcano in Indonesia? Now, while those volcanoes are famous, they pale into comparison to that of Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a hotspot. It's basically a hotspot is a magma plume of magma under the earth that feeds into the geothermal structures. And that's according to tectonic plate and hotspots. Now, Yellowstone is not your typical volcano. It is also a caldera, which according to the USGS and a lot of geological textbooks, basically what a caldera is, it's basically when a massive volcano has a lot of magma within its chamber to the point of where it can't hold that magma anymore. That basically it releases that pressure and that magma, and due to the force of that eruption, the cone of the volcano collapses. Now, the whole reason I decided to choose Yellowstone, and I don't have it with me, is the fact that we have seen news articles that raise alarm to Yellowstone eruptions. Google Yellowstone and you will get the Daily Express, which is a newspaper outside of the UK. Or it's a newspaper centered in the UK. Now, what would the United Kingdom know about a volcano in the US? Furthermore, the media has spun Yellowstone to say that it's this huge volcano that's going to kill everything and everyone. But that is not the case. And scientifically speaking, that the science proves my point. Basically, Yellowstone has had 3 eruptions that have caused calderas. First, it was the 2.1 eruption, which occurred 2.1 million years ago, which formed the Huckleberry Ridge Tuff. And that eruption caused massive destruction across the earth, even though humankind wasn't really settled yet. And that's according to the USGS. Also, the definition of a supereruption is basically when the ejecta of the volcano, which is the gas, the magma, the explosive rock, exceeds 1,000 cubic kilometers. Now, in the Huckleberry Ridge caldera, it was 2,480, I believe. However, Toba, which erupted 74,000 years ago, produced about 3,000 cubic kilometers. And these people who are freaking out about Yellowstone don't know what they're talking about. And B, Toba, we have survived the Toba eruption, as well as, according to Forbes and the USGS, Pinatubo, as well as many supervolcanic eruptions. Now, basically how we know that Yellowstone erupts is basically when basaltic, there are 3 ways to tell scientists that Yellowstone's going to erupt. First of all, and they're known in cycles. First of all, there would be the uplift, which according to the USGS and many other sources, is where the ground lifts and allows for molten material to flow. The second way is that the rock, the basaltic rock of the North American plate melts, which forms magma. And it melts and it melts and it melts. So basically, it's feeding in to the magma plume under Yellowstone. And then what happens is the excess pressure and magma erupts, and that causes the the caldera to collapse, which then leads to ejecta that covers all of the US and all of Canada and maybe some of Mexico. Now, basically, I could not find a lot on how a Yellowstone eruption would impact the economic stability now. But I can tell you the environmental implications of a Yellowstone eruption. First of all, you'd have to account for massive death. You'd have to account for climate and how volcanic eruptions contribute to a decrease in the global temperature of the Earth. Now, according to Forbes, Yellowstone, the temperature would decrease by 20 degrees Celsius, which doesn't make sense because in the 1991 eruption of Pinatubo, the volcano erupted and the temperature decreased by 1 degree Celsius. So the Forbes website didn't really specify as to where that number came from. And so with all that in mind, a Yellowstone eruption, while possible, there is a 1 in 730,000 chance of Yellowstone erupting every year. Not only that, but Yellowstone also has a high threat level. That is also contributing to the fears that Yellowstone is going to erupt, which it's not. You are more likely, according to the USGS and many other sources, to win the lottery or get struck by lightning than Yellowstone to erupt. So would you rather win the lottery, be struck by lightning, or die in a volcanic eruption? That's going to happen or not happen.
Lottery.